to the Sportz Nutz.
Welcome to the Sportz Nutz. Yes, this is episode 149. Man, we have come a long way, guys. We're literally about to be at episode 150. We hope you guys had an absolute amazing weekend. We sure as heck did. But Shane, man, how are you doing?
Man, doing good. Man, it's finally rained here for the first time in about a week or so. So, man, it's cooled the afternoon temperatures off a little bit, which is good because it was a little warm this weekend. Sitting out there in the sun up there at Bristol, a little bit closer to the sun. So, I had a good time though, man, and man, ready to get this episode started, man, with a great guest, from a great school that man, I'm really interested to let a lot of people hear about.
Oh man, I am too. My man just joins us, Matt. What is going on with you, dude?
Hey, what's up, fellas, man? Hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen you in umpteen years, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, right?
Yeah, man. So today is the last day I think it's been 23 straight days that I've been kind of working, man. Oof. So today is the last day of that. I am off tomorrow for the first time in 23 days, man.
Nice.
For those who don't know, I was going through a little job transition, but I put it 2 weeks in, but the new job wanted me to start ASAP, so I was kind of juggling both at the same time without each other knowing. So it was it was something, but I survived.
Yeah, kind of being at the same place too. How'd you manage
that?
I know, right?
It's funny because they both were in the mall. Both were in the mall, man. So it was operations for one establishment, but then there's also as a mall director. So hey.
Well, we're glad you're here. We are glad everybody's here. By the way, today is the first time we ever get this opportunity, y'all. Starting today, going here on out, we are officially live on the radio. Yes, for those who are tuning in right now, if you get a chance, TigerNation.live or 95.5 KFCE based in Terrell, Texas. We are broadcasting live to all those in Texas. Good evening to you all. We hope you are having a fantastic day. We hope you guys had a great great weekend. Guys, tonight we have a jam-packed. We have the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater football coach on tonight. Oh my goodness. You want to talk about the big-time perennial powerhouse. This is an absolute gem to have them on. We are extremely excited to have them on. Guys, after he leaves, though, we'll let you guys know we still have a show to continue. College football week 3, well, technically week 4 if you want to count week 0 as a week. We saw some really good games. We'll talk a little bit about that one. The big upsets that we saw. Then the next one, a continuation with that, was the AP Top 25 poll came out. I don't like it. We will show you guys the picture of it. Matt and Shane and everybody in between, you're going to let us know what your thoughts are on this poll and who should be removed and who should be kept on to this. Another interesting tidbit for the college football athletic world is the longest active home winning streak in all of FBS. I have the picture to show that one. And, it's an interesting stat with the team that is leading on that list, but there are a bunch of others that should be mentioned. And I want to know from you guys, as well as whoever's watching, which team or teams would you like to have added to this list? Shane has a sports story. Matt has a sports story. And we have our ever popular honorable mentions. With that being said, y'all, let's get it going. Coach, what is going on? How are you doing?
Hey guys, good to be on the show. I'm doing great. Just finished the Tuesday practice up here, and we're actually heading your way here on Thursday. So
right on.
Life's good. Wait. And, excited to be on the show.
Hey, thank you guys 1,000 times over. Shout out to Miss Angela, by the way, for helping facilitate this. It really does mean a lot to us. But Coach Chase, I got to go into this. You guys are very well known. You are absolutely a perennial powerhouse for Division III. I mean, I had to go back and look this up. I think it was the early 2000s was the last time you guys had a, quote, average season record-wise. what does this say about college football at Whitewater? And when do you think maybe we could see you guys make the jump from D3 to D2 or even the FCS level?
Well, appreciate the compliments there. We have a lot of support here at Whitewater. There's a rich tradition of success. A lot of people that have put a lot of work in and care about the sport and care about athletics in general and competing at a high level. I was fortunate enough to play here. I'm an alum, and it's kind of a neat little story, and I'll give you the background. Forrest Perkins was the head coach here from 1956 to 1983, and that's what the stadium's named after. And then who took over after him was Coach Bob Bresowitz, and Bob actually played quarterback for Coach Perkins back in the 60s. And then Bob was the coach from 1985 to 2006. And then Lance Leipold took over after Coach Bresowitz. And Coach Leipold was actually a quarterback for Coach Perkins for 2 years, and then Coach Bresowitz for 2 years. And he's actually the coach at Kansas right now, and he was here as a head coach through 2014. Coach Bullis took over after that, and then I took over after Coach Bullis in 2023. And I actually played for Coach Bresowitz for 2 years, and then Coach Leipold for 2 years. So there's a lot of connections there as you tap into it. But at the end of the day, you got a lot of support. It's a special community, a lot of people that care about the university and competing at a high level from an athletic standpoint. So a lot of gratitude, and I feel very honored to be the head coach.
Absolutely. And I mean, just going back to like this, I mean, you guys, like I said, I literally had to do my research on this one big time. And the last time I saw you guys had a quote average was 2002, 2003. I was still in high school at that time. That's a pretty long time. I just aged myself. Shane, you have a question. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, as Brandon just mentioned, you guys in Division III have consistently been one of the powerhouse schools in the area for sure. And as you just mentioned, kind of the coaches kind of succeed to former players and former assistant coaches and all that. Kind of tell us what that was like in your transition, actually being a star linebacker there and winning the national title in 2007 while you were there, and kind of following up that success as you were an assistant coach from 2009 on until you had a brief stint somewhere else and came back just recently, and then going into your third year as head coach now.
Yeah, so I came from a small town just outside of Whitewater, and was just a guy that loved sports. Had a great family, had two older sisters, great parents, and I was fortunate enough to come to Whitewater and play here for 4 years. As a player, my freshman year, I was on a really good football team, and we ended up going to the national championship game, and we lost. But I was just a freshman. Was fortunate enough to travel and be on special teams and do all that. But you're just coming from a small town, also along for the ride, playing 15 games into the national championship game was pretty surreal. And you're playing on ESPN and all that. And then also 4 years later, we did it 4 times, and so you're like, holy cow, 60 games in 4 years, ESPN, all 4 of them, and finishing the game in the national championship. Now, we came out on top my junior year one time in 2007. So, that was just the flow of my first 4 years of college. And then I just knew I couldn't go into a fall without football. I still had some credits to finish up. So I knew I was going to finish my degree and get that taken care of. So then I just started to coach. Couldn't play anymore. Put the whistle around the neck and started to coach. My mom was a nurse, so she's kind of in that space of serving and helping other people. And I think that really influenced me to go into that realm of either being a teacher or a coach. And, honestly, coming out of high school, I didn't even know that I could be a college coach. I didn't know that was a profession. And sure enough, I learned it right when I was in college. And then you just start going down that route. And so I started coaching in 2009, 10, and 11. And sure enough, we won 45 straight games, 3 straight national championships, and just kind of along for the ride as a young coach, surrounded by a lot of really good people and really good coaches to kind of mentor and shape you. And then in 2012, we didn't make the playoffs, and That was my 4th year coaching on staff at Whitewater, and then I left and went to the University of South Dakota, a Division I school, and coached there for 2 years. When I was gone, Coach Leipold and the staff won 2 more national championships and won 30 consecutive games. So then I came back in 2015. Coach Leipold and the staff went out to Buffalo in the MAC, and I was able to either go there or come back to Whitewater. I chose to come back to Whitewater as a full-time coach. And, so I was on staff here, I think, for 8 years, and then Coach Bullis retired, and the opportunity to be the head coach was there. As an assistant for those 8 years, I was a coordinator, worked my way up to the assistant head coach, and then got the keys to the Cadillac back in 2023. And here we are. We're 2 games into year 3, and a lot of growing pains, a lot of lessons, but very blessed. And it's a pretty special place. We've got a lot of alumni on staff, and just to be able to be the head coach at your alma mater is pretty awesome. So I just got a lot of gratitude, and I just feel like this is your responsibility. This is your job. Now go do it to the best of your ability every day, and continue to push this program forward. Yeah,
you hit the nail on the head. Hey, real quick, a friend of mine, his name is Kyle Sitter. He actually played against you in high school basketball. Well, he played against you in 2005 in the playoffs. He said you went to Cambridge. Is that correct?
That is correct. So Kyle must be a Palmyra Eagle guy, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
And
so
Kyle might be related to Travis Ruland, who was a player. We played together for 2 years, and he was a coach on our first national championship in 2007. And Travis is as good as it gets when it comes to human beings.
Awesome. And Kyle he just said, tell him I said good to see you and everything. So that's pretty cool that, you have ties there. Matt, you have a question. Go ahead, man.
Oh, absolutely. First off, Coach, like the guys alluded to, thanks for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it. So, Whitewater has produced, NFL talent and countless all-conference players. So tell us, what's your approach to player development at the D3 level?
I think we try to, treat it, yes, you got the label of D3, but we're always trying to push the envelope and give our players the best experience they can possibly have. So we're very process-driven within our program. So really getting guys to focus on the things that they can control and attacking each day, and understanding each day has a life and an existence of its own, and it's a new opportunity. So let's find a way to take advantage of it. From a strength and conditioning standpoint, we got 3 full-time strength coaches. Our current strength coach right now is Corey Meredith, who's got a great background at the highest level, Division III. So he's great with the guys in the weight room. We got a nutritionist on campus that our guys can use. We don't supply supplements. We're not able to do some of that stuff, but we do utilize the different resources we have on campus to try to give our guys, every resource they need to be able to not only develop themselves physically, but mentally. We got sports psychologists on campus that guys can use. And then, we're going to just really approach this thing, meetings, classrooms, coaching staff. We got position coaches for each position. So, you're getting developed in the classroom. We're watching film. We watch it, fix it, all that type of stuff. So, right, the atmosphere, the environment, you really try to provide the guys the best that they could have, which is very similar to probably higher levels that are scholarship.
I got to ask, what is the recipe for the amount of success the Warhawks have had? Well, they have really sustained for so many years. I mean, we're talking about going all the way back to, like I said, the 80s when we're still seeing these winning seasons. I mean, I think it was I'm 41, and I think that was actually the last time you guys had a subpar. I think it was 3-7 record that year in the 80s. You've had so few bad seasons. What is it about Whitewater and the level of success that is sustained year in and year out at Whitewater?
I think for me personally, from my experience from 2005 until now, is you're just surrounded by some really, really good people, right? And coaches that teach you to go about it the right way. And as soon as you start thinking about how good you are, as soon as you start thinking about, how much success you've had, or right, then the complacency sets in. And then that's when the football humbles you. So, for us, it's really about, and this is what I've learned in this program is, right, we don't believe in big games, right? That's not a thing. And you really, right, you can't be affected by success and you can't be affected by failure. You just go about it one day at a time, right? One play at a time, if we're talking about on game day. And you're never really satisfied until the game's over. Whether it's a win or a loss, there's always things to grow. There's always things to improve. We look at every week as a nameless gray face. You attack each day and you find a way to get 1% better. Our players, you look in our player meeting rooms, everybody's got a 1% goal on the board so that you can keep, that carrot in front of you, right? You're attacking each practice with something to prove and something to focus on so that you can get better. And we know that, right? Like as soon as you start feeling too good or thinking that you don't need to get better, that's when, things aren't going to happen the way you want them to happen and you're going to get humbled. So we just try to keep attacking it. Love, we're big about that, just caring about each other and finding a way to create an environment where guys are going to play for each other. And, and then I think if you can have that connected player-led locker room, you got a chance to do some special things.
Shane, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of want to focus in on the student aspect thing of that you guys have going on there. I know that you graduated with your bachelor's in physical education and eventually got your master's. Kind of tell us what are the challenges of that, not only being performers on the field, but in the classroom as well.
Student athlete, I tell recruits often and even our player, like I'm a guy that didn't like school, right? I came out of high school. School was not easy for me. I didn't like it. I didn't have a good ACT score, but I came to Whitewater, was surrounded by really good people that taught me structure, taught me prioritizing things in your life. And I walked away from Whitewater with 2 degrees. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. We talk about going to class, 100% of your classes, turn 100% of your assignments in, show respect to your teacher, and you do those 3 things, you can earn a college degree. And so our guys, right, the challenge is, some guys are missing practice because they got classes. Sometimes, we got to do different things because of the student aspect of, studying or group projects or, missing this because of that. So, I think it just adds a little bit more to the players. But at the end of the day, I do believe if you weren't playing football, you just go sleep more or play more video games. So being a part of a football program, putting that structure in your day, understanding you only got these type of gaps that you can do your homework, and these other gaps are for the football and the meetings. But to us as a program, back to the developmental piece, right, we want to use the sport of football as a tool to help them as people and in life, right? College is there to help prepare you for that next chapter of your life. We get great young men from good families that come here and parents give us their most prized possession, right? You're dropping off the son. I'm the leader of the program. It's my responsibility to keep them safe and help develop them as a person. And we take that to heart. Like, yeah, go to class, right? You're going to be on time and you're going to dress appropriately in the weight room. Be a good person out in the classroom. Have a sense of selflessness and let others go first, or all those skills and life lessons that really are going to apply and help you achieve things later on in life. That's what we want to be about, right? We want to be a developmental program. So how about we treat the classroom, the academics, just like you would treat the football and the X's and O's. Even though you don't really like it, or maybe it's pretty hard for you, have the toughness, have the discipline to do it right in the manner that it's done. And then you can walk away here a better person, but also have a degree that's going to set you up to make some money and do whatever you want to do after college.
Real quick, how old are you? You look really young.
Oh, I'll take that. 39 years young.
So you are young. You're young and you're young. So you're the second out of all 4 of us right now. You're the second youngest behind that gentleman right there, Mr. Shane.
All right.
Not
Matt,
far.
go ahead.
Not far.
Not far, yeah. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Brendan could have just said he's in the same age group with us, man, because he technically is. He's right there.
Out of all 4 of us, I'm the oldest. Come on now.
Well, yeah, you're the oldest by like a year, man. It's like whatever. All right, man. So, Coach, man. Speaking of money, with the NIL and transfer portals reshaping college football, what ripple effects, if any, do you see trickling down to the D3 programs?
That's a good question. I mean, I think this college football age is things are changing, and you better adapt, you better adjust, and you better get ahead of it because things are changing. I've been at Whitewater since 2005. We've always had transfers, because of our prestige of our program, but also, I think it's because of the location, right? We're really close to Milwaukee, Madison, Chicago suburbs. So there's a lot of talent around us. So this transfer portal, I think there's more transfers out there. Have our transfers increased? Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an exact number for that, but there's more transfers out there. So I'll say that. I think other programs have probably benefited a little bit more from the transfer portal. Since I've been a head coach, this past year, we haven't had anybody leave via transfer. So it hasn't necessarily hurt us. It's probably helped us maybe a little bit, add some depth and leverage some positions on that roster. The NLI, we have a plan for that. We haven't really implemented it yet, haven't needed to, and hope we don't have to. But you got a plan to get ahead of it in case that becomes what it is. But the game of college football is changing. I think some of the high other programs. I think the D2s are really in a tough spot. I think FCS is probably in a tough spot. Maybe your non-Power 4 conferences are really getting hit because it just becomes a minor league system. And you look at some teams at those lower level scholarship programs that have success and maybe win some championships. Those Power 4 programs can just poach it and pull guys. And are they going there to play, or are they just going there to fill out a roster and to be a backup? So I don't know. It's a different time, but as we've all learned, right, probably through the COVID piece, you better adjust, you better adapt, and you better have a plan because things don't stay the same, right? Adapt or die.
You remind me a lot of my coach when I played football. You're very you're like straightforward, just go and do your job kind of thing. I love it. That's how I idolized my coaching. Can you kind of give us an insight as to what a typical game day is like for Whitewater? Like, everybody has their pregame festivities, their pregame events. Like, what is y'all's like pregame event and then game day like at Whitewater for those who are not from the North?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start with this and finish with this. Our game day atmosphere is electric. We've had 20,000 fans at a game the past 2 years. We'll probably hit that number again this year at our next home game on October 4th. But Whitewater football on Saturdays is as good as it gets at our level. Cannon goes off, smoke when you run out, phenomenal band, dance team, cheerleaders, our lot 24 tailgating that sold out in 90 minutes last year. You can't get it on game day. It's sold out, and it's just an awesome. It's college football, right? That's tailgating, all that goes into it right here at Perkins Stadium's lights out. For my process or our game day process as a program, we do a walkthrough, about 4 hours and 15 minutes before kickoff. We'll do a walkthrough real quick, offense, defense, special teams. Then we get into breakfast, which is about 4 hours before the game. Then we got chapel, which is optional, but I'll head to that at 9:45 we got a 1 o'clock kickoff, 9 o'clock's breakfast, 8:45 is your walkthrough, 9:45's chapel. Jay Perkins, whose dad is Forrest Perkins, who the stadium's named after, who was the coach back in the 50s through the early 80s, is our team chaplain. So that's pretty neat. And, kind of hitting on the tradition. Another layer to that is he comes in and gives us a message. And then after that, I go up, stop. I get kind of showered and cleaned up, start reviewing notes and start looking at things. Recruits start to show up about 10:30, 10:45, 11 o'clock. We'll start talking to recruits, spend about a half hour with them, and probably 45 minutes with the recruits. Players come over at 11:45. We got a staff meeting that we'll knock out before that. Takes about 5 minutes. Meet with the players. I always go out with the kickers, punters, and returners. I just goes back to 2009, my first year coaching with Jeff Shebler, All-American kicker. I'd go out there, shag with them. I still shag for the kickers and punters to this day. And then, you're into your pregame deal, give a little pep talk to the team. Then we run out at that 7-minute mark in front of that 20,000 fans with the band, smoke and cheerleaders and all that. So I'm not the superstitious type. Often I'm going to have a little Drake "Thank You Later" on the headphones between the years. That's still playing all the way back to the playing days, but nothing too exotic. But game day at Whitewater is pretty special.
Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, not just Whitewater in general around game day and all, but can you kind of let our listeners know out there, especially as you mentioned, y'all being situated almost directly in that suburban area of Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago, kind of tell us, what are things like around the town of Whitewater in general?
Yeah, Whitewater's a college town. I mean, it's not a city. It's not a big, market place where you're going to have all these, malls and all that. But I mean, you got all the fast food that you need. You got 2 movie theaters. You got a couple golf courses that you can go to. And then, if you need something outside of that, well, then you probably got to head, towards Janesville, which is a half hour away. Madison's 45 minutes away. But I look at Whitewater as a college town. I think that benefits us. I think that allows our guys to have a close-knit group, eliminate some distractions. Our campus is, we got over 12,000 students on campus, so it is a big school for the Division III level. But our campus is a big rectangle, so you got everything that you need right there. Athletics are really on the north end. Academics are really on the south end. East and west side of campuses are your dormitories. Most of our guys that are upperclassmen are going to live off campus. So for our players, we got a 112-man roster. Guys, there's always something to do. You got teammates that have houses and different things to do off campus. So, the other neat thing is if you're into fishing, you're into hunting, there's plenty of different people around and places to go to do that type of stuff. The city life, right? There's options for that as you take a little bit of a drive. But I think Whitewater's a special place. We got everything that we need. When you're playing a home game, people care about it. They're going to show up. I don't think everybody else has that all the time when you get to different places. But in Whitewater, it's a big deal, right? You go into establishments, whether it's restaurants or whatnot, guess what's on the wall, right? Warhawk purple, different plaques supporting athletics. And, I can go somewhere. People are going to know me. I don't know if I like that, but that's just part of the role, right? And you're having a conversation about the game that took place. I sit down for a beer at a bar. Often I'm not paying for it. So, and that's kind of cool, right? Like you're in a spot that it's important, it's supported. You have the pieces of the puzzle to compete at the highest level and an opportunity to, potentially be a champion at the end of the day.
I love the small town vibe. I absolutely do. I personally live in a small town, Easley, South Carolina. Shane lives in an even smaller town, basically on the outside skirts of Brevard, North Carolina. Can't say a thing about Matt because Matt lives close to the Metro Atlanta area, but just saying that one. All right, Shane, go ahead.
Matt.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. Looking ahead, can you tell us kind of what are your goals for this program in the next 3 to 5 years?
That's a good question. I mean, I think we train ourselves to, like, when we talk about goals is we really want to be we want them to be daily behaviors, right? Things that I can control, things that I can knock out today. From a vision standpoint, long-term goals, we want to win a conference championship. It starts there. We want to do that every year. We got 10 games on our schedule, and that's what we can control, right? We want to win a conference championship. We want our seniors to graduate. We want to earn them a degree. And then, I just want to continue to grow this program in a positive direction, right? Let's just enhance things that we can do. Is that a staffing model, being able to pay our coaches a little bit more? Is that getting a new scoreboard or upgrading some things in the stadium to make game day experience a little bit better? Some other things that we've done to enhance. We have a weekly show like this that we do at local establishments. And this year we've been able to get it to have digital video like this. So continue to enhance things that way. We allowed to get our players this year. We, certain players on our team that helped us with our next level program. We got them a hat, a sweatshirt, and a jacket. some things like that, when I was playing, we were only able to get a shirt and a pair of shorts. Well, finding ways to fundraise, but at the same time, do it in a way that it's not asking our players to get money out of their pocket. You're doing it more of maybe the players' time or the players asking people in their inner circle to help support the program. So I don't know, you're trying to look at things always. How can we make it better? How can I make the players' lives better? How can I make the staffing better? And so 3 to 5 years, I'm pretty nearsighted. I'm pretty locked in on what we got going on today. But, at the end of the day, each year it's a new team. This is our 130th team that we've had at UW-Whitewater. I'm just looking to make this the best that we can make it this year, and let's go win the conference championship.
I got to say this, Coach. This actually, like I said, this means not only the world to me, but it means to my whole team to have you guys come on. I have actually enjoyed watching I like smaller programs. My team is the University of Hawaii, very small in a sense because they're barely on a group 4 status level. I mean, they're hanging on by the hair of their chin right now for Mountain West until next year starts when they're full time. But I get excited to see small programs. We are media credentialed for Anderson University here in South Carolina. We're media credentialed for Clemson University. We're media credentialed for New Mexico. I mean, it's just a bunch of things, and I think you guys are the most enjoyable. I've watched you guys, since 2007. I remember the first time I turned on ESPN. There you guys were on there, and I'm like, y'all are playing. I believe it was Mountain Union, if I'm not mistaken. I think that used to be one of y'all's biggest rivals. Is that correct? 7
straight years from 2005 to 2011. Whitewater versus Mount Union in the national championship game. Whitewater won 4. Mount Union won 3.
Wow. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Can you quickly let everybody know, before we let you go, can you let everybody know where they can follow you guys, where they can get tickets, that kind of stuff, to come check you guys out and support y'all?
Yeah, I think the best bet, the internet can kind of get you everywhere. Warhawk Football. We're on all social media platforms, X, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or X is Twitter, but don't think you're going to get that out of me.
We still call it Twitter. Don't think we're going to call it X.
All your social media platforms, tickets and all that, you can find that online. Our website's uwwsports.com. And, we're actually heading to Belton, Texas this week. So we're going to be down there playing University of Mary Hardin-Baylor on Saturday. And that's quite the test there. That's a heck of a football program there. They're a perennial powerhouse. They got a stadium that's really impressive as well. But, you can find us on the internet. We're there. Great game day atmosphere. Got an unbelievable university. You want to talk about a business school? There ain't anybody around us that is good as our business school. So, it's a pretty special place. And what I think makes Whitewater special are the people.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart that you came on our show. It really means a lot. We'll talk again soon. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Can we pour a little out for Colt Brennan?
Hey,
talk about Hawaii.
I was friends with him, and it still breaks my heart that he's no longer with us. Great guy. Absolutely enjoy him. But, we do have Timmy Chang, and he's, this is the best start Hawaii's had since 19. We're 3-1. We're only 3 wins away from bowl eligibility. Fingers crossed it continues on that way. You know what I mean?
Awesome. It was a pleasure, guys. I appreciate the opportunity to have our program on, and let's do this again.
Please tell Miss Angela we thank her so much for getting this set up for us. I really do appreciate it. You have yourself a wonderful evening, okay?
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your show.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Guys, that was fantastic. I mean, come on, think about it. A perennial powerhouse football program in Wisconsin-Whitewater. Oh, so neat. All right, so I teased a little bit about this after he left. About college football in the 3rd week has come and has gone. Matt, we saw some really good football. I mean, really good. Shane saw some big upsets. What game or games? I'm gonna start with you, Shane. What game or games stood out to you most? Now, mine is actually pretty funny. Mine is how Tennessee found a way to lose the game. I mean, you could not script it any better, and they just blow it. And another one also is the fact that Vanderbilt They beat South Carolina at South Carolina for the first time since 2008. And by the way, they absolutely, as Matt would so eloquently say, they mollywopped them. And by 30, I think it was 31-7 was the final score.
Disrespectful.
Shane, what game or games stood out to you the most?
Do you really have to ask me that question?
Yes.
Because, I just don't understand how you don't even show up for your own home game. I mean, 28-0, Old Dominion over Virginia Tech.
Yes.
I was a Pop Watson fan before the season even started, and by now he should have been in at some point last week. Of course, that's one of the reasons why Coach Fry is no longer there. But it kind of gets me because Old Dominion has won 3 games against Power 4 conference teams. And I said that wrong because it shouldn't say teams. It should say team because they all 3 have been against Virginia Tech. Shout out to them for coming in and putting a hurting on us. But one of the things that got me about this was, Tech teams of old and, tradition be it, they were built on defense first. And for us to have the showing, that defense, since basically the first half of the USC game against Lenore Sellers and all, it's kind of been MIA with their thumbs up their rumps here lately. That was my biggest surprise of the weekend. And, I didn't want to put it lightly, but hey, that's the biggest surprise I had.
Hey, and we're not discrediting ODU at all. By the way, a good friend of ours, he is the play-by-play announcer for Old Dominion. He may be coming on our show. But, Matt, what about you? What game, or actually, I kind of know what you're going on this one, Matt, because I know your team so well. And if you guys don't know who Matt's team is, Georgia Tech. But what other games besides that one, Matt, stood out?
That's what we're going to do.
No, Matt, all right. So what game or games stood out to you most, Matt? No,
I mean, obviously, the GA Tech one was the most by far. I mean, I don't even know how I'm even talking right now as much as I was screaming. You can hear it in my voice a little bit. But besides that one, man, I got to go with the Texas A&M and Notre Dame game. It was A&M pulled off that dramatic upset, man. Marcel Reed hit an 11-yard touchdown to Nate. Boy, Kircher. Nate B. It was like 13 seconds left. So that was a huge win for A&M, man. First time in a long time they beat a ranked team on the road. So that game definitely stood out, man.
Yeah,
besides my favorite,
10 years almost.
Georgia Tech. Yeah, besides the Georgia Tech and Clemson, man. Hey, man. Dabo.
Yeah, there's been so many discussions here in the upstate, and there's actually an article.
He addressed them.
He did.
Today.
I mean, well, I guess when you don't have a top first round quarterback, draft pick at the helm, things look kind of spicy. So
kind of bleak. Just saying, a little bleak on that one. Yeah, the discussions around here are
walking through that door.
A lot of people around here.
Deshaun Watson ain't leaving the parlor and walking through that door.
Nope. People are saying maybe Clemson needs to move on from Dabo. Just saying, that's just been the consensus argument. Which, by the way, man, I got to give a quick shout out though to Georgia Tech's field goal team. I mean, the special teams in general, but okay, Haynes King, he gets tackled and he's just taking his time getting off the field. I'm like, dude, get off the field. The clock is running. And here's the funny part. The announcers, I believe it's Anish Sharas. He's a great guy. He calls the Carolina Panthers, but he said he's taking his time. But we saw not even a day ago, this is what they practiced for an hour and a half, was rushing their special teams field goal unit onto the field and kicking a field goal with basically no time. They practice this, and then lo and behold, he comes out there and this dude has ice water in his veins and he nails a 55-yarder. It was.
You'll see him in the NFL one day.
He had a different look in his eyes than that Tennessee kicker did.
And I really gotta. I want to address that real quick too. Like, what in the world, Tennessee? I mean, you literally had a golden plate given to you at the chance to have a walk-off win against Georgia. You haven't beaten in forever. I think it's like 9 tries. You haven't beaten them in 9 tries in a row. And what do? You just wide right. And then gets even better is you guys don't really do anything in overtime, and you just give up a touchdown run like no tomorrow on on the run. I don't know. That's just a big headache on that one. But shout out though, absolutely, to all the big games that happened. Real quick, if you guys, for those who are listening on 95.5 KFCE and Tiger Nation Live, we at the Sportz Nutz do have a college pick'em challenge that goes on between all of us. It's just really for bragging rights to see. And Matt's not the leader; I'm the leader. But
I need to see the votes. I need to recount.
He needs
I need to recount.
He needs a recount. But yes, I already have week 3's pick'ems out there. It's the 25 games that that I have selected. And, give her a chance to get bragging rights against this guy right here because, Mr. Matthew Thomas, he's been known to dabble a little bit in the realm of gamble. Just throwing it out there.
You make it sound so evil, Brandon.
I know, right? Gosh,
look at sports betting. That's what it's called.
Gracious, Brandon.
Sports betting.
It's also called legal in our states.
Yeah, but it's not legal in my state. I mean, come on, South Carolina is backwards.
It's not legal in my state either.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that much. I know it's legal in mine.
Shane trying to put me on blast up here, man.
It's legal in mine.
But yeah, if you guys are tuning in and you would like to join in, message us. We are on Facebook at the Sportz Nutz, on Twitter, Matt at Matt D. Thomas on Twitter. Then also Shane on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Shane's got a really interesting name at Poops Sports. That's POOPZ Sports with a Z. So let us know your pick'ems. We'd absolutely appreciate them. All right, guys. So I'm going to put this picture out here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it, learn it. The AP Top 25 poll has come out. It is absolutely dreadful. How about and why do I say this? Well, how about this? This is why. There's an 0-2 Notre Dame team still ranked. However, what's not on there is a 3-0 Tulane University. And by the way, Tulane plays Ole Miss this weekend, or this next game. So my question to you, Matt, to start, what stands out to you the most? And if possible, who would you like to see taken off this list and maybe put on this list?
Ooh, I mean, as far as the list goes, man, I'm happy at number 18, but I don't know, man. I mean, I still think it's real super early, man, to really you can pay attention to it, but I think it's kind of super early. Notre Dame, of course, I don't think a winless team should be on this list at week 3. Week 4 if you count week 0, but at week 3, most definitely, man. But I can see why they're on the list due to the caliber of teams that they played and how they lost. The teams that beat them, they played just as well as those particular teams. They just ended up losing the last game by a point to Texas A&M. So
what does this say about bias reports? If you're putting a Notre Dame in, and look, South Florida, they absolutely came to play the first 2 games. They played really well the first half against Miami. Yeah, they lost, but they got completely washed off that as well. But again, we're keeping an 0-2 Notre Dame on there.
That is true, man. That is true. I would like to hear the reasoning as to why, but we know what they're going to say: level of competition and the way that they played the game. That's kind of what they're going to go with. So, and you kind of have to just sit back and just bite that bullet and take it. Yeah, we would like to see a team like Tulane or another undefeated team on there that deserves it, but you got to remember it's not the end of the season yet, man. We got a long way to go. So I would just.
That is true. It is a long way to go. However, maybe this is some indications, regardless of what people think, that it could be a biased year for the polls. What do you think, Shane? You see this. What stands out to you the most, and what team or teams would you like to see dropped and maybe added to this list?
Well, as you mentioned, Tulane not being on this list at 3-0, playing 2 Power 4 conference teams already this year. and with those two being wins, of course. That one kind of sticks out to me. It kind of surprised me the way that they're ranking these teams, because an LSU team that only won by 10 against a Florida team that lost to South Florida at home, and then you have a Miami team, that's played a couple, tougher games this year. Should be ranked ahead of them, and then you have Georgia going into Neyland, winning, albeit a close game, but Tennessee at that high level competition, you still don't have them above LSU. So, I consider it more of kind of like a shakeup within that type of rankings, with it being early in the season, and of course, you're going to get these powerhouse teams. That Notre Dame being in, the one team that I would put in Notre Dame's place, you could say, would be Nebraska. They're
They're 3-0, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 3-0, and they've gone out and shellacked everybody that they've played just about this year. They look good. Of course, we'll see this week when they play Michigan, how good they really are. But I'll keep it in the alphabet. With the letter N. Navy is another team. For that group of five that could get some consideration here soon. Because they've looked good all season as well. The AP poll and the coaches poll this week, I believe, didn't have a group of five team in their top 25. So I think the earlier in the season, I paid more attention to the coaches poll, because they kind of reflected kind of some of my thinking, as I was saying, shaking up the standings within the top 25. But, as Matt said, also, it's early. Once you get into true conference play and you're having these dog fights every week, I believe, we'll get a more realistic view of where teams are as a whole at that point.
I agree 100%. All right, so this next one that we're going to talk about, I'm actually excited to hear everybody comment on this one. Is what I'm about to post up. This is the longest active home winning streaks for FBS teams. Now there are a bunch of them on this list. Here's the list. I want you guys to study it, look at it well. Obviously, there are others that should be mentioned. UGA. I didn't know this. UGA has the longest current active home winning streak at 33. But, Matt, what about you? Which teams would you like to see have added to this list as well?
As far as teams that, I want to have a home long winning streak, or
who should, I should say,
who should have
who should be on this list because they have a very good track record at home.
Okay. Honestly, teams like, I want to say, a team that just got beat, man. A team like Clemson should have a good track record at home. Teams like, actually, there's a lot of teams. I'm shocked that Boise State is on there. They're good. No slight or anything like that. Just like Missouri. I thought you would see higher teams than that on there. Or teams that are better than that on there. Or programs that are more rich on there. Man, I'm shocked I don't see LSU on there. I'm shocked I don't see, a few more of the SEC programs on here. But then again, SEC, you're playing against each other, so eventually it's going to happen. But shout out to Georgia, UGA, man. That's a heck of a win streak, man.
Yeah, 33 in a row. What about you, Shane? Like, first off, what sticks out to you most on this? And then what team or teams do you think should be added on this list for, like Matt just gave?
Well, I guess with Washington and Oregon being up there still, they haven't played enough Big Ten competition at home for it to really change anything, because those were the two teams that we always talked about as the Pac-12 dwindled down. So I kind of understand that. Georgia, as we talk about, man, SEC play is just tough. And you're looking at almost 6 years here, with it being guaranteed, 6 games at home each year. That's that's 36 games in 6 years that you would have gone undefeated at home. So that's pretty big. Boise State, they're known to have that home field advantage with the Smurf turf.
Yes.
Smurf
But
I believe,
turf.
Matt, you've seen it, haven't you? Seen the Smurf turf, right,
I've
Matt?
been there, man. I've been there. I've been in one of the games before. Very, very interesting. You don't notice it. You notice it at first, like it hits you, but when the game, you kind of just forget about it. Sorry about that, Shane.
Oh, no, you're good. But of course, they always do play a lot of their tougher matchups at neutral sites towards the beginning of the years. So I can understand that one. Mizzou was one that kind of surprised me. Man, I can tell you, we're going to have less and less of these streaks, I do believe, with the more parity that we have in college football. As we mentioned, we saw big upsets last week. We're going to continue to see big upsets because of transfer portals and NIL deals and what college football is now. So I think we'll see those numbers dwindle down here in the coming years. But it's always interesting to see those kind of sideways facts, I guess you could call them. Nobody pays attention to them until they get really bloated, and so
Like
man,
Georgia.
it's kind of it's good to see that, but like I said, we probably won't see it for much longer in college football in the Power Four conferences, at least in my mind.
You're right. And to answer your question, Brian, I'm going to announce the standings momentarily. I have to get the notebook, but Shane, you have an interesting sports story that you'd like to share with everybody. The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, well, I want to go ahead and talk about something that ESPN talked about a little bit this morning on Get Up, and it's the tush push. Or is this the last year of it? We've seen kind of some voice concerns, as Greeny said, today calling it a complete abomination.
Wow.
It's one of those plays that works, and it's kind of one of those self-explanatory plays. Hey, line up and try to stop me. You know what I'm going to do, but it still works for the Eagles. It works 96.6% of the time since 2012. When it kind of first came in, and it's really a big component of their offense. But with that being said, only 9 teams in the NFL have run this play more than 10 times since 2022. There are only 4 teams that have not run the tush push at all. I believe Carolina, Washington, Arizona, and New Orleans being those 4 teams. But
let's just say, could you imagine seeing the New Orleans Saints doing the tush push out of all plays?
I could see the Arizona Cardinals. I could see the Arizona Cardinals doing like a launch with Kyler. Just kind of somebody throwing him up over.
Ready, set, go!
Yeah, I could see something like that with him. But man, I just want to kind of we'll break down the analytics a little bit. Me being a numbers guy, of course, I went there. Of the on 4th and 1 plays with the league average, being a non-tush push type play. The league average is 67% success rate. On tush push type plays across the league, they're at 84.8%. And the Bills, who are the second most to run the tush push at 57 attempts, are 89.5%.
Wow.
We see the game of football going towards this analytic side of 4th and 3, 4th and 2. Even on plus side of the field, you're still going for it, and it's kind of that being said, we're talking about 20 percentage points difference, and it might not seem a lot, but hey, if you're in 4th and 1, say 40 times through the year, that's 20 more. That's not 20 more, but it's probably about 5 more times that you're going to get a first down and extend that drive.
That's an
So
alarming stat. Just think about that for a second. That really is.
yeah, so could we see it go away? A lot more people are being outspoken about it. Indianapolis's coach, I think they've run it about 4 times since he's took the helm in 2 years, and they still have yet to convert a 4th down conversion with it. And he's the one that kind of implemented the play the start with when he was with Philly. So
I see you
Raheem,
reading that comment, Matt.
your favorite coach there down in Atlanta, Raheem Morris, he had a chance to do the same thing with a very athletic quarterback in Michael Penix against Tampa Bay, and didn't. And he was kind of grilled after the game for it, but said,
Let's
"Hey,
also be honest there, Shane. He also doesn't know how to use timeouts in the final minute of any game.
He's getting better.
He feels like you can buy those with those timeouts. Is what he thinks he can do.
He's getting
well,
better.
if you can extend it a drive, you didn't need the timeouts." But
Look, you see, he got a little. Shane got some jokes.
well, I mean, just truth about it. But I mean, he's a big proponent of outlawing the tush push. He's been very vocal about it. Since we broke down the analytics for him, you just listen in and try it a couple of times. We'll see how it works out for you guys, especially with a good athletic quarterback and not a small one at that. Don't want to try it in Carolina with Bryce Young, but probably try it
Could you
down in
imagine
Atlanta
seeing
with
Bryce
Penix.
Young and Kyler Murray? Whee!
Yeah. So, that's just kind of one of those stories that kind of caught my attention today, and I want to do a little bit of further research on it and kind of let everybody out there know about it.
I like it, Matt. What is your sports story that you're so graciously excited to share with the world?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard today. We had a kind of an end of an era on ESPN's First Take, as Molly Qerim has announced that she is stepping away from the program. She's expected to remain for the rest of 2025. But at the end of the year, she's going to leave the program.
Did she say why she's leaving? Because I kept looking to try and find. I can't find any news about it.
Well, I mean,
other than Stephen A. Smith having his spiel this morning.
Yeah, I know. I saw a spiel too. I mean, I know ESPN made an offer to renew her contract, but she declined it. In her announcement, she said that she wants to close this incredible chapter. So it appears to be her decision rather than ESPN pushing her out. She also said that it came a lot earlier than she intended, and it's not the way that she had hoped it would have been released. Reports do say contract negotiations were involved, but specific details about what led to her decision beyond that have not really been made public. But yeah, man, end of an era. I know Skip. I mean, Stephen A. has had his many slew of hosts with Skip and Shannon and what's the guy, the boxer guy? I can't think. Max Kellerman. But yeah, she probably got tired of Stephen A. Smith hitting. But nah, man, I mean, I just, it's just end of an era, end of a time. So it's interesting to see what First Take is going to do. I'm pretty sure it's still going to go on, as Stephen A. Smith said. That's his baby. His First Take will be going on forever as long as there's breath in his body. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what they do.
Absolutely, it's definitely going to be strange not seeing her on there. She's been a staple for 10 years. It's so weird that you're not seeing somebody there anymore after.
No, not a really good fan of her takes or things that she said.
I'm not either,
she was a really good mediator, though.
Yes.
She was a really good mediator. So I give her
to balance it out, because Stephen A. can get really heated really quick with anything, man. And she was able to level it out.
Cowboy Steve, come on.
Yeah, he relished those opportunities to make fun of that one. Absolutely. I will say this. You're right, Matt. I wish her nothing but the best. It's hard to see people leave, but everybody's meant to come and go at their own time. It really is. So, but shout out to them. Obviously. All right, now comes everybody's favorite part of the. So Pensman just said, breaking news: Skip Bayless is taking over for 2026. Find out that it's true, Matt, and let us know. All right, this next one is everybody's favorite it is the honorable mentions moment for us, where we give you guys our honorable mentions, just like little sports stories that we want to cheer and mention out and that kind of stuff. My first one will be shout out to the University of Hawaii, guys. Best start to their season since 2019. That's the year they went to the Mountain West Conference Championship game with Nick Rolovich at the head coach. They are 3-1. They actually have a slight edge because they are playing at home against Fresno State, and Fresno State. Well, anybody who travels to Hawaii, they struggle, and this is actually going to be the last time that we know for the next 10 years that Fresno and Hawaii are going to play each other. They are very well known rivals, but because Fresno State is moving on. Fresno State is moving on to the Pac-12 2.0, I believe it is, and Hawaii is going to full-time Mountain West Conference, so their schedules aren't really lining up. But definitely shout out to the University of Hawaii. Y'all, we could absolutely see them be on the verge of bowl eligibility in the next 2 games. That'd be a 5-1. That's fantastic for Hawaii, considering with all that's going on there. Which, by the way, want to quickly remind everybody, the Sportz Nutz will be at home opener of New Aloha Stadium, so you'll get to see us there. We will all the members of the Sportz Nutz will be there for opening day for New Aloha Stadium. Yeah. So, Shane, what is your first honorable mention, sir?
First honorable mention is a topic that we talk about a lot, the WNBA. Congratulations goes out to Miss Paige Beckers on winning the Rookie of the Year. She was on the Jennifer Hudson show doing an appearance, and they do what do they call it, the HUD walk or something like that, where they get everybody dancing, and they came out with the trophy and surprised her a little bit.
How do you know what they do on the Jennifer Hudson show, sir?
Because you see all these celebrities doing it, and then some of them are pretty funny. Like the one that Shaq did was pretty funny. Because
I know the walk, but I didn't know it came from her show. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really know that it was. Well, I knew that it was her show thing, but I didn't know, like everybody did it. I thought it was only kind of a once in thing. And then as they were explaining her winning the WNBA Rookie of the Year today, they kind of indulged in that a little bit. So it was it's pretty cool to see, and well deserving of her this year with her performance, especially leading them the way that she did this year.
Matt, what is your first honorable mention, sir?
Yeah, man, we'll give a shout out, man, to the Philadelphia Phillies, man, for the second straight year. They locked up the NL East title with a 6-5 win over the Dodgers, a game that actually went 10 innings. It's a big moment, with the division wrapped up. Now it's time for the Phillies, to continue that momentum into the playoffs. So shout out to the Phillies for clinching that division title.
Congratulations goes out to the Phillies for getting their second place ring again. Just saying that. That's kind of a running jet that's gone on in Atlanta for a long time. Which, by the way, Matt, you alluded to this so well a few episodes back about the New York Metropolitans and their epic collapse. Did you know that they're only hanging on to that final wild card spot by, I think it's like a game? It's insane. They've
by a thread. Yeah,
they're literally hanging on by the hair on their chin. Hey, Brian Pettit at Tiger Stripes Media. Yes, Easton's birthday. He is 8 years old. Hey. Happy birthday, buddy. I've had the privilege of talking with him. He's funny, y'all. His son is awesome. I love it. All right, so my next honorable mention, I had to get the picture out. And this is a real picture, guys. I promise you, this is real. Look at it. Stare at it. Shout out to the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Yeah, this is only their third ever football game. And they beat Langston University. Matt, what does that score say?
0-80.
Yes.
Oh,
Rio Grande Valley.
You mean you couldn't even like get a field goal range? I mean,
evidently not, because they got
Brandon. Do we gotta go suit up, Brandon? Do we gotta go suit up for him, Brandon?
Oh man, come on, 80-0. Like, woof.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I can still tote that thing a little bit, man. I can still tote that rock a little bit. You know, Brandon, you can go and sling it a little bit, man. You know, we can get Shane out there, man. You know, catch some passes. Hey, man, hey, we need to go suit up, man. Go call them
Shane,
boys.
that I mean, come on, Shane. You agree? That's not a shellacking. That's a mollywhopping, right?
That's more than a molly whopping.
We're gonna keep it G here.
Okay.
It's happening more and more in college athletics because everybody's got to show their talent no matter when they get on the field. I've seen more 70-plus games this year than I think we've seen all of the last 2 years combined.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Shane, what is your next honorable mention, sir?
Oh yeah, well, huge shout out to NASCAR for putting on a show this weekend at Bristol. As everybody knows, me and a couple of buddies were out there. Man, it was a great race. Goodyear brought a tire that created wear, and man, it was a tough race to keep up with, but man, it was fun. Man, it ran late into the night, but was plenty of fun for everybody and a great race, one that the fans have been asking for a long time. And, I just hate it was so sunny. My shoulders kind of got a little burnt up there, with the paleness and stuff of my skin. It didn't take too well to that. But man, it was a fun time, great race, man. And, man, it was good to see an actual competitive race at Bristol for the first time in a couple of years.
Yes, Pinsman. I can be the tight end, Brandon Gronkowski. Hey, I was a really good tight end. I absolutely was, but I was no Gronk. That's for darn sure. Matt, what is your next honorable mention, sir?
Typically, I don't give shout outs and praises to divisional rivals or divisional opponents. But I gotta give a shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for drafting that rookie wide receiver they have, Emeka Egbuka. He just set a franchise record by getting his third touchdown in his second game. So he got the game-winning touchdown against the Falcons in Week 1. I think he got the game-winning touchdown last night against the Texans. So shout out to that rookie, man. He's showing like he has his nose for the end zone, man, and he's going to be a problem for years. Another thorn on the side of my squad. So shout out to them.
And look, Tiger Stripes Media said he'd be the head coach. Awesome. All right, so Matt, I'm kind of going a long way with you on this one. I never thought I'd say this ever, but congratulations goes out to the Dallas Cowboys. First, because they won in OT against, it is the Giants. But how about this, y'all? Their field goal kicker nailed a 64-yarder. And when I watched it, and Cassie said the same thing, the dude could have hit from 68. I said even 70. It might have hit the uprights at 70, but the fact that he could have still gotten that far was pretty impressive. Shout out absolutely goes to the kicker. All right, Shane, what's your last honorable mention, sir?
Well, one little factoid with your honorable mention there. Did you guys know that the last 4 60-plus yard field goals made in regulation during the regular season have all been against the New York Giants?
Okay, that's a really sad stat. I did not know that. Man, New York, what is going on? You guys are giving up 60 yards. Is it something in the water, New York, against New York? What is it that's causing you guys to give up 60-yard plus field goal attempts?
Yeah, so I saw that one. And,
is that even Cam Little? Did Cam Little do that against them in preseason? Hit that 70-yarder? Was that also against the Giants?
No. I said regulation, or not regulation, but in the regular season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd say still.
I did say regulation, but I meant regular season. My bad.
That's an alarming stat. Absolutely. But what is that? Was that wasn't your honorable mention?
No. My honorable mention is going to go out to another Tampa Bay Buccaneer here, Mr. Baker Mayfield. Since he has been with Tampa, he has thrown the most touchdown passes in the NFL. That's one stat. But then another stat is he has led 12 game-winning drives as the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at that time. So, man, shout out to Baker, man. A true testament of a changing scenery, changing atmosphere, kind of changing mentality. What it'll kind of get you.
Hey, we also did say with our good friend when Peter Blake was on, and there's a short out there. We encourage you guys to watch. Are Cleveland and Carolina kicking them, and heck, even the Los Angeles Rams, are they kicking themselves in the backside for not signing Baker to long term? Because, yeah, Tampa Bay has absolutely reaped the benefits. Matt, what is your final honorable mention, sir?
Is this the last honorable mention
For you?
Okay.
I have one more after you guys, and that's it, literally.
Okay.
I got one more now.
Okay. All right. So how about this? Everybody has one more. Let's do it. Let's get it. Or as Matt would say, let's go.
Nah, man. As far as honorable mention, man. Hey, man. Let me give a shout out to my two guys here, Brandon Keeler and Shane Owen, man. That's been holding it down, man. Making this fun for me and making this fun for all you guys out there. Shout out to those two guys, man. Love those guys with everything I got. Just want to say, guys, we'll be doing this if you guys weren't here. So shout out to you guys, man. But also that's one first half of my honorable mention, man. But the next half of my honorable mention, and our former co-host Hank would love this, is the WWE is bringing back WrestlePalooza, the pay-per-view event, for September 20th. It's the first major WWE live premium event under the new broadcast agreement with ESPN. So that's coming back. We know Hank could be tuning in.
Yep.
I might tune in. I don't think I have anything scheduled for that day, so I might tune in. Well, actually, I'm off a lot of days, so I got to get these shorts and stuff out, man, for Brandon before he kills me, man. So I'll be working on that instead. But man, shout out to you guys, and also shout out to WWE for all that.
I want to tag along on that with the shout out to all of us. I mean, we're literally about to hit episode 150. 149 episodes ago, we had no idea where this was going. I had visions. Matt had visions. Shane had visions. And everybody who has helped us grow, we thank you a million times over. And, by the way, like I just said, we're going to be at the University of Hawaii for opening day at New Aloha Stadium. That's a pretty phenomenal thing that we're all getting the opportunity to experience. All right, Shane, what's your next honorable mention, sir?
My last honorable mention is I'm going to shout out another sport that we don't cover much, but we do love it and enjoy it. But shout out to FIFA. They are getting more clubs involved in their payout. They've got I think it's a $355 million fund that they pay out to different clubs for allowing their players to participate in the World Cup qualifiers. And that was only for kind of the starting players and, featured reserves up until this announcement came today. But now it comes for all players in most of the club organizations. So, shout out for FIFA for doing that, giving back to these smaller clubs and letting these, national stars actually kind of, it makes a difference, in seeding and all in the World Cup when it comes down to it, by letting, the best players of that nation actually play for them.
Absolutely. I have a couple I want to do. Matt, I've already done yours, but I'm going to do it again. Shout out to Georgia Tech's special teams play. They were able to rush on and kick the game-winning 55-yard field goal without a timeout. Absolutely fantastic. The next one I got to give, shout out, honestly, really, if Vanderbilt wins this week, they essentially could end this odd year. They are bad. I mean, when they're good, and even years when they're really bad, or excuse me, odd years bad, even years good.
Dang,
and
South Carolina.
Yeah, they absolutely mollywopped them. Congratulations goes out to Vanderbilt on that win. And this one, I'm doing this just because of the money that's involved. Tesla has offered Elon Musk a complete buyout of his ownership. You ready to hear the numbers? You guys are going to fall on your backsides. You ready to hear the number? $8.5 trillion. And it is discussed that it might be, he might accept it, but $8.5 trillion. He's already worth $300 billion. and yet he is slated to become the first trillionaire in human history. I mean, Elon, you do see us here. We will be happy to take a little bit of that off your plate for you, just to help you out on there.
Sportz Nutz with Elon Musk Network.
Exactly. I mean, come on. Just think about that for a second, Matt. 8.5 trillion with a T, not a B, a T. What does that say to you?
We're talking money that you can't even spend the whole lifetime, even if you tried to spend it all in your lifetime.
Yeah. You know, gifts are written off for tax purposes, by the way, Elon.
And Elon, Sportz Nutz, we are looking for
make sure you tag. Oh, this is definitely a short. Make sure you tag Elon in this.
And real quick, my last honorable mention is this. And the reason why this is up, okay, for the first time in 100 years, let me turn the banner off here so you guys can fully read it. For the first time in 100 years, September 21st, 2027, it'll be the longest solar eclipse in 100 years. Everybody in the entire lower 48, which is excluding Alaska, which not technically because Alaska will see it, is basically Hawaii is not going to get to see the full total solar. Goodness, I can't even talk today. Total solar eclipse. Like, congratulations to everybody who has the chance to see that. It's really cool. The last one we had, oh my gosh, it was such a memorable experience. My girls loved it. So yeah, it was amazing to say the least. Y'all, we have had an absolute blast of an episode. Let's quickly let everybody know about the upcoming episodes tomorrow. Yes, we are back at this again tomorrow. Shane, Money Lines, episode 4. Shane will have Shane and myself and Matt. We're going to try and earn you guys a little extra spending money
in those states where it's legal.
In the states where it's legal, for some spending money for the weekend. So we had the Money Lines episode 4 tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. This Friday, September the 19th, the Morehead City Marlins, the collegiate summer baseball team, the owner, his name is Buddy. He is going to join the show and talk to us about it. And for those who don't know, today is game 2 between Spartanburg, the Hub City Spartanburgers, and I believe it's the team in Brooklyn for the South Atlantic, the World Series title for High A baseball. So yeah, baseball is coming to an end, as we've already mentioned. And then Tuesday, I'm actually really excited for Tuesday, September the 23rd. Please, everybody, if you can, mark your calendars. The ownership of the new Augusta Pro Hockey team is going to be a guest on our show. Yes, unfortunately, Tim Tebow is not coming on that day. However, he is coming in the middle of October. I have to finalize the exact date, and we're only going to get 15 minutes with Tebow. So when we do, make sure you all have your popcorn ready and questions ready, so we can get Tebow those questions. And then last but certainly not the least, next Wednesday, the 24th, we will have another great episode of Money Lines. And also, just to quickly remind you that on Friday, September the 30th, we actually have a new arena football team, the Kentucky Barrels. They are going to join our program to talk to us about arena football. We're really excited about that one. And if you all can get an opportunity, go on and follow the Kentucky Barrels. They're an amazing group of people. Guys, again, fantastic episode. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to everybody who commented, who, as you guys do see on the bottom of the ticker here, we are officially live today. Shout out to 95.5 KFCE based in Terrell, Texas, and the entire city of Terrell, Texas, and the entire state of Texas, as well as on those who tune in on TigerNation.live. As you see, we are now live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday when our show is live, and we still air on Monday and Thursday and on Saturday. Yes, we still are. We're all over. But remember, if you guys get the opportunity to, please follow our Facebook page at the Sportz Nutz. Follow our Twitter page at the Sportz Nutz as well. And if you haven't already, please do so and subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Sportz Nutz 176. We are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and Amazon, just to name a few. With that being said, for our guest tonight, we had head coach Jace. I'm not going to say his last name because I will butcher it. Matt, what do you tell everybody, sir?
Absolutely, man. Guys, enjoy your week. Try to stay out of trouble. Don't get flagged in the game of life. Just play by the rules, man, and you'll get to the destination that you're trying to get to. So, just don't get flagged.
Don't get the whoops behind
Don't
you.
want the whoops.
That's right. Shane, what do you tell everybody, sir?
Oh yeah, well, with everything going on in the world today, just remember to love everybody, and may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease, indeed. Oh, real quick, yes, Tiger Stripe Media did ask, what are the standings? This is the updated standings for the Pick'em. It's literally right here. Shane, you are overall, you are 42-13. Matthew Thomas is 43-12. Myself, I am 46-9. Brian Pettit, Tiger Stripes Media, he is 35-20. Matt Verbenek, who is down the road from us, is also 35-20. Snowman, he finished 21-9 this week. No, sorry, he's 21. He did not submit his picks this week. Trey Davis overall is 31-24. Ralph Williams is 12-13. And then Ben Rodriguez officially is 28-37. Yes, we do have week 3's picks out there. If you haven't had the opportunity to, please go and let us know if you'd like to join. We're really happy to send you the picks. That being said, you guys have a wonderful evening. As I always tell you, peace up. A-Town down Wyatt's the greatest sports city there ever was. Shout out to the Atlanta Dream winning their first playoff game since 2018. They are down by 5 to the Fever, but if they win tonight, they go on to the semifinals and they play the winner of the Las Vegas Aces game. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy this outro, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
See you then.